The address. 911.
It's 3:16 p.m. on April 10th, 2018. A 911 operator receives a call from 16-year-old Kyle Plush, who had just experienced a freak accident. In the minutes prior to this call, Kyle had just arrived at the Seven Hill School in Cincinnati, Ohio for a tennis match. He had been driving a 2004 Honda Odyssey, a minivan that featured 3 rows of seating, with his gear for the day's match being stored in the very back. In order to retrieve it, Kyle climbed to the back of the vehicle and reached over the 3rd row seating, extending his body as far as it could go in order to grab his equipment, when suddenly, the seat's folding mechanism was engaged, causing it to collapse into its storage position, taking Kyle with it. In an instant, he was pinned and completely unable to move, as he was now trapped in the car upside down, not even being able to move his arms and hands enough to grab his cell phone. Though luckily, his phone had Siri, which he would call out to call the police.
Oh, W Siri. I'd be see if I was in that situation, I'd just die chat, because I would completely forget Siri can do that. Oh my fucking god. I just think I'm fucked. I just give up. Siri won't listen. Listen to him. Oh fuck.
While on the phone, Kyle couldn't hear anything given how far away he was from the device, but he stated as clearly as he could that he was in dire need of help. Due to the position he was stuck in, he was already struggling to breathe, and he knew he was likely not going to survive much longer, which he made very clear to the operator.
I'm in desperate need of help. Hello? I'm gonna die here.
Bro, can she not hear him, bro?
Later, the call would cut out. In the recording, Kyle clearly portrayed to the operator where he was, that he couldn't hear her, and that his life was in danger, which prompted her to immediately send a patrol car over to the school in search of him. Okay. Though, inexplicably, she never told the officers that Kyle believed he was going to die.
Oh no. Wait, isn't that their fucking job? Isn't that her job? Isn't she supposed to tell him, hey, is there an emergency situation? Someone's stuck? Body camera too? Please tell me they find this boy, bro.
Not understanding how dire the situation was, the officers that pulled up to the scene didn't even bother to stop the car. Instead, they simply drove throughout the parking lot, unsure of what car was Kyle's. They didn't even bother to turn down their music or crack a window.
Oh. Oh, wow. This shit about to piss me off.
Seemingly being more interested in the types of cars that other students were driving.
These kids drive better cars than you do.
Bruh.
As officers continued their half-hearted search, another phone call would be made to 911. It was Kyle, whose tone was now drastically different.
I probably don't have much time left.
Oh.
I tell my mom that I love her if I die.
Bro.
This is not a joke.
Why would they wait? Did the operator think it was a joke? Did they think he was pranking? Is that why they didn't take it serious? This shit's about to piss me off. This boy gonna die. He's gonna die, huh? That's why it's in this video.
Kyle
He's
says
gonna die.
Advice, he tries one more time to relay what was happening, this time providing the parking lot he was in, along with the exact make and model of his car.
This is not a joke. I'm trapped inside my gold Honda Odyssey van.
He gave them everything.
At Seven Hills Theft. Send officers immediately. I'm almost dead.
At this point, officers were still in the parking lot looking for him.
They're still in the parking lot, bro. They're still in the parking lot. I should have watched this video. This is gonna piss me off. I'm about to be angry.
And on top of this, the operator was also able to get a ping from Kyle's phone, which gave coordinates to his exact location.
Oh my god, I'm actually gonna flip my desk. Oh my god. What more did they want?
Location within just 5 to 10 feet of his vehicle. And yet, the dispatcher never passed this information along.
As Kyle
remained on the line fighting for his life, The officers on the scene would pull out of the parking lot, close their report, and carry on with their day,
L
stating,
police.
"I don't see
What's it? Caller, whatever the fuck them niggas. Dispatch, yes. I feel like the police should have took it serious as well, but they took it even less serious because the dispatch didn't actually like tell them, hey, this is a fucking emergency. This little nigga about to die, bro. But their brains should have been like, okay, someone's stuck in a car. They're probably not gonna be okay. We should probably not leave until we find them, at the very least, bro.
see nobody."
You wanna know something? What?
Which I didn't imagine I would. With this line making it apparent that those involved with the case never actually
father was
believed
one
the
of
situation was real,
the one who found him
and
dead.
instead
Oh my god,
viewed it all
bro.
as a hoax.
I hope they sue the fuck out of them. Fuck, bro.
Just minutes later, Kyle would go quiet, and the phone would disconnect for a final time. It would
Oh
take
my god, this shit is made me hot.
6 hours for that trunk to be opened,
Oh.
and not by the police, but instead by Kyle's father, who had no idea that any of this had taken place, seeking out his son's vehicle only to find Kyle flipped
6
upside down in the
hours,
trunk.
bro.
He had been dead for hours. Despite the circumstances, Kyle did everything right. He remained calm.
That's what's so irritating about this. He didn't do shit wrong. He did exactly what you're supposed to do. In that emergency, my ass would have been dead. I would have already been doing my prayers and all that shit as soon as I figured out I was stuck. But he did every single thing he was supposed to do at that moment. Every single thing. I would have maybe tried to, hey Siri, call mom or something. But maybe he doesn't have that shit set up, so he can only call emergency services. But still, holy fuck, bro.
Respectful, and he described exactly where he was and what his car looked like.
Exactly.
And yet, the police never really bothered to take his case seriously, instead believing that this was all just a prank. And had the dispatcher simply relayed how serious the situation was,
How
and
often
had
do
these
they get
officers
pranks?
just gotten out of their car to look more thoroughly, Kyle Plush most likely would have survived. As a result of the mishandling of Kyle's
$6
case,
million.
his parents, Jill and Ron, were awarded a $6 million settlement with the city
Still
of
not enough,
Cincinnati.
bro.
Though even more importantly for the couple, they vowed to do their part to assure that mishandled 911 calls of this nature would never
2018?
happen again, as they've gone on to
And it's kinda
consult with
recent.
various emergency call centers to tell Kyle's story, somehow taking this horrible accident and selflessly turning it into something positive for the rest of society.
Like, I get that they get prank calls sometimes. Like, that's just natural. Like, kids are stupid, people are stupid. They're gonna do some dumb shit, but it doesn't even matter. Even if it's a prank call, you treat every single call like it's real. And if it's a prank call, you punish the person who did the prank call, right? You don't just pretend or assume it's a prank call. That's just the most brain dead. Because what if it's not? What if it's not a fucking prank call?
Today, these phone calls remain relics of a grave error made by
Jesus
law
Christ,
enforcement,
bro.
and a life that never should have been lost, with these recordings now being forever immortalized in the internet's darkest corners.
Yes, if he's telling you where he is and he's dying, bro.
Possible using computer graphics. We're going to play a game.
This shit is creepy as hell, bro. I'm sorry if you're trying to sleep right now.
Sick and devastated.
Hide and seek.
It's April 4th, 2020. A man living in Baltimore, Maryland goes live on his Facebook page announcing that tonight would be another one of his famous game nights. At this time, the COVID lockdown was in place all across the United States, and practically everyone was cooped up indoors, with little opportunity for real socialization. But for 24-year-old Ernest Wilson
Man, I
and
should have
his
been
friends,
streaming
this
during
didn't stop them from
COVID.
having a
I
good
should have been
time.
going crazy.
Ernest often hosted parties featuring childhood games like Monopoly and Uno, adding in his adult flair by turning them into drinking games, with one game in particular being top of mind that night: hide and seek. The evening began with Ernest inviting his Facebook friends to the function, letting them know that this time the game night would be held at an Airbnb rather than in his home, though he never gave out the address, as this was a closed invitation event, which he made very clear on his page. Please don't show up with nobody I didn't personally invite if we didn't discuss it first. They're going to get left outside. Ernest took this so seriously that at one point he even called out one of his viewers, stating outright that they were not allowed to show up under any circumstances.
You're not invited. You're not pulling up on me.
You're not
The person who
invited.
just joined. If you're still watching, you're not invited.
What the fuck?
Because you don't fucking listen, and I'm gonna bang you in your mouth next time.
Oh,
However,
shit.
it was never revealed
Okay.
who exactly this person was, or why Ernest expressed such hostility towards them.
God damn.
From there, Ernest would start and stop his live stream a few different times.
Also, pause. I'm gonna bang you in the mouth when I see you? Hey, fucking yo.
showing the progression of the party, which ended up with a decent turnout.
If he wasn't invited, don't
By 2
accept.
a.m., with there being no signs of slowing down, it was time for the main event.
Oh my god. Wait, lock in. This is serious.
About to play hide and seek. This was the caption for Ernest's final live stream of the night, which shows his group of friends preparing to play the game, turning off all the lights in the house.
Don't tell me he's about to get
before
stuck
Ernest
somewhere or
himself
some
steps
stupid shit.
outside, assuming the role of the Seeker, beginning his countdown as the camera
Don't
keeps
accept.
rolling.
1, 2,
Two.
3,
Wait, how you say two? Was he a Baltimore nigga?
5, 2,
Two. Yeah, he Baltimore. He's a Baltimore. He said two.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11,
Lemon.
12, 13. I can hear y'all. 14, 15. I can see y'all. 16.
You better not count anything past 20.
26, 27, 28, 29, 30, because I'm tired of fucking counting. Ready or not, here I come.
After a long 30 seconds, it was time to find his friends, with Ernest starting his search inside the home.
Ain't nobody in this bathroom.
He don't get pulled up on? He did get that one up.
His ass.
Until he notices something.
Next time, they on y'all ass. Down here. The front door locked. Dumbass. I'm on your ass.
According to Ernest, someone was trying to get in through the front door, unaware that he had just locked it. And assuming that this was one of the people he was looking for, he took off to the backyard, believing that's where he would find them. And sure enough, he did.
Uh-oh.
1, 2, 3.
They up stick on him, huh?
Is that you? Get your dumb ass on the other side of this gate. Who the fuck?
Ernest flips the camera around, revealing a man hopping over a gate to the backyard.
Hold on. We're gonna analyze this chap. Cause I feel like his hood senses is not tingling. Mine is.
Side of this gate. Who the fuck?
Yeah. Looks like a Nike Tech, maybe with Nike Tech jacket with shorts on. Presumed black Air Force Ones. Oh yeah, he's cooked. He's gonna up fire. He gonna up stick.
Ernest flips the camera around, revealing a man.
And he wasted no time hopping the fence. He said, "Get over the." He wasted no time hopping that fence. He's
Hopping over
going.
a gate to the backyard.
He
had
want
no
him.
idea who this person was, but he seemed to assume that they were likely just trying to get into the party, not really taking it too seriously, hence
Oh.
his joking attitude. Though his attitude would soon shift drastically.
Dumbass nigga. This can't be one of my friends.
It's not, bro.
Hey, Pride! Pull that shit up!
I think he told one of his friends to pull his shit out. Right?
Hey, Pride! Pull that shit up!
Yeah. Too late. He don't got it on him. Yep, he's gone.
In this moment, Ernest's live stream cuts off, and he would never go live again.
Damn.
According to those at the party, this unknown man hopped the fence and brandished a gun, stating that he was there to rob the place, being followed by one other person whom the group also failed to recognize. Ernest tried his best to run, but was eventually caught in the house, where after a few minutes, and for reasons unknown, the man seen hopping the fence fired his weapon, striking Ernest twice and ending his life. The killers
Damn.
quickly fled the scene without harming anyone else, or seemingly without even taking anything.
They wasn't there to rob
The
none.
footage is highly disturbing, knowing that we're witnessing the final moments of a man who was just having some fun with his friends. But what makes this so much darker is that we have no idea who this person is, or why they did what they did. Even after
I tell you what, people know who this is, and they know why he did what he did. They might not know, but you know what I'm saying? They know. Someone knows.
4.5 years, Ernest Wilson's killers have yet to be identified. Detectives working on the case have theorized that this was likely a robbery gone wrong, potentially spurred on by Ernest's posting habits, as to put it bluntly, he was a drug dealer, as on his Facebook page he often showed off huge amounts of his product, including during a live stream he did on the very day of this party. And also on the same day, Ernest had made a post about how much cash he had on him, essentially putting a target on his back. Online, some have theorized that this botched robbery may have been committed by the person that entered Ernest's livestream earlier that night, which caused him to have that intense reaction.
You're not invited. You're not pulling up on me.
What did bro do to you?
I'm gonna bang you in your mouth next time.
Though to my knowledge, this person has never actually been tracked down. But by far the most common sentiment online was that Ernest's friends were involved to some capacity, as none of them were injured and none of their possessions were taken, making it clear that at the very least this crime was targeted at the host. And on top of this, remember, Ernest never shared the address for that Airbnb, at least not publicly. And yet, these people just so happened to show up to the home at the
Check your friends, chat. That is actually a crazy point. He never shared it with other people. That means somebody else in the party shared it. Whether that be they shared it because they knew he was gonna get robbed or killed, or they just shared it because they wanted to tell like a family member or somebody, "Oh, I'm gonna be over here." That's still fucked.
exact moments that Ernest was by himself in the dark.
What does that mean? What are you talking
And
about?
perhaps most chillingly, as the robbery is unfolding, you can hear one of Ernest's friends chuckling in the background.
This can't be one of my friends.
Maybe she didn't know what was happening though.
Though as concerning as this is, it's sadly far from conclusive, and to this day, it
I wonder if
appears
they
that
solved
Ernest's
it.
case is slowly being lost to time, leaving us for now with only questions. And one
Assassinated
of the
for
more
a
disturbing
reason.
live
It sounds like an
streams that-
assassination. Unless the only thing I can think of is it was a robbery, but he did tell his friend to upstick, like bring his shit out. So maybe they killed him because he didn't really give up. He was trying to go get his stick. That's the only thing I can think of. But you still don't run off with nothing? You don't steal no cell phones. I'm not to sound like an expert, chat. I'm not an expert. But you don't steal no cell phones. You don't steal the girls' purses. You don't steal nothing. You just run out? I don't know. That's crazy to me.
I've ever seen.
That means you just got a body for a robbery with no money. That don't make no sense. Also, it was an Airbnb. But, okay.
Before we dive into our next case, I want to first thank today's video sponsor,
Ow.
Factor. I'll admit it, I have... As evidence,
All the lights were
this
off,
case
so I'm
and
guessing no
several
one
others
knew.
discussed
True.
throughout the series, live streams are often a hotbed for disturbing moments online. And when researching Ernest's final stream, I came across yet another example of just how dark things can get when the cameras go live.
Oh, they had an update.
It happened on January 22nd, 2017,
Nika.
when a 14-year-old girl named Naika Vinent went on Facebook
Oh, I
Live
said her
with
shit.
the
Hold
caption,
on. I don't want to live
In the
anymore.
stream, Naika discussed how difficult life had been. Throughout the years, she had been placed in and out of countless foster homes, where her treatment ranged from poor to straight up abusive, with this constant mistreatment leading her to just want it to be over already. And based on the title of the stream, it was clear what her intentions were going to be. As the livestream progressed, hundreds of people flooded into the video to see what exactly was going on, as word quickly spread that something horrible was about to happen, though you wouldn't know it by looking at the chat. According to many watching, those in the comments had no sympathy for the girl, as many actually mocked her, calling her names and even commented laughing emojis, as she desperately tried to open up, with those same commenters viewing this not as a cry for help, but as a cry for attention, outright
Oh,
pushing her
no.
to carry on with these intentions. And tragically, she did.
That's probably like this is probably one of the reasons why you can't really joke with shit like this, because some people be dead ass, especially a lot of raids. Yeah, some people be dead ass, bro.
All while the camera remained rolling. However, even after she followed through with this, the behavior of her chats didn't stop. Whether they assumed it was fake or just didn't care either way, the hateful barrage of insults actually got even more vile once she had obviously passed away. And this
They need
went
to like
past
find
just
and arrest those
words,
people.
as people who knew her actually began making parody videos of the girl, replicating the position.
I thought this was like anonymous people online. This is people that knew her. People that knew her. See, some people just need to get. I can't even say on Twitch. Some people just need to.
Position she was dead in, all while her
Some
live
people
stream
gotta.
continued running.
This is a little girl too. Little. No one should have thoughts like this, but especially little people, especially kids.
It would take over an hour before police would finally be called and retrieve
That's
her
just
body,
wicked.
with the stream being shut down by Facebook shortly before. It was
That's
an
just
awful
pure
situation all
pure
around.
wickedness.
But what I found most saddening about this was her final reason for doing what she did, as she stated simply that she just wanted to be with her real mother, who she loved so dearly. And this was something that seemed to be the plan all along, as her mother, Gina Alexis, claimed that she too desperately wanted to be reunited with her daughter. And following her daughter's highly publicized death, Gina actually came forward at a news conference to discuss the tragedy.
Her biological mother
Why couldn't
broke
she?
down while
Why couldn't she
speaking
get
about her
custody?
daughter's death.
Why is her
She
daughter going through
dreamed
the
of
foster
one
care
day
system?
being reunited permanently.
Just in Florida
Yeah, they knew her and they still making fun of her and shit.
to care for my baby.
After she
Where she
died?
blamed the entire foster care system for everything that had happened, believing that they didn't do a good enough job of keeping her daughter safe, and they failed to try and reunite her with Naika. Because of the obvious emotion
Hold on, you don't get it? She live streamed herself saying that she wanted to die. People said it, go ahead and do it. She did it, and they kept making fun of her.
involved and the
That's all it
overall
is.
shocking nature of this case,
But I just
the
don't
news
know how
report would
she
quickly
don't end
go
up with her
viral, leading to
mom.
widespread support for the grieving mother. However, this also caused some people to look a bit deeper into what exactly led up to this live stream, for which one piece of information was brought to light that somehow made this case even more upsetting. On the day that Naika's life came to an end, it was revealed that her mother was actually in the stream watching before and after it happened, seeing her own daughter having this mental breakdown, as well as seeing all those people in the chat mocking her, which made people feel even more sorry for Gina, as her plight was unimaginable. Though this wasn't the only revelation to come forward, as it was soon realized by the investigators looking into Naika's case that Gina had not only witnessed all of these people laughing at her daughter and egging her into ending her life, but she had also joined them as well.
No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, 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 I heard that wrong. I heard that wrong.
Case that Gina had not only witnessed all of these people laughing at her daughter and egging her into ending her life, but she had also joined them as well.
No, 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 no. Show me. Show me the fucking logs. There's no way. There's no way. I see why she didn't get custody. I see why. I see why. She's wicked too. That poor girl just had evil people around her. There's no way. Show me.
Hashtag ADHD games played. You sad little DCF custody.
There's no way her mom said that. This is her mom? And all she said is she wanted to be with you, and this...
That's why you are where you're at. For this dumb shit and more, you keep crying wolf. You dead, you will get buried, life goes on. After that doesn't...
That's her mom? I was going to say, you should never let people get in your head, blah, blah, blah. But your mom is saying this? I can't. My brain can't even imagine my mom saying anything. My mom can't. My mom. I don't even think my mom even calls me stupid. Wow. She didn't have a chance. She didn't have a chance. Her own mother. That's her last. That's her last string of defense. That's crazy.
Listen to their parents, trying to be grown, seeking boys and girls' attention instead of her books.
What are you talking
In a
about? Your
live
daughter
stream
says she wants to kill herself. You're talking about boys and girls. We're way beyond schoolwork. Fuck school.
one of the last things Naika ever said was that she desperately wanted to be reunited with her mother. That same mother was not only watching, but actively pushing her
Hopefully
to
she
follow
got
through
arrested,
on her
right?
plans, leaving
Right?
this comment where she outright says that it doesn't matter if you live or die, life goes on. And it got even worse. The media also discovered that the reason Naika had been removed from her custody to begin with was because Gina had beaten her 30 plus times with a
Death penalty. She got to go. I'm sorry. We got to do a soul swap. Something. Got to go full mental alchemist. We got to put her soul in and get her soul out. I'm sorry. Guilty. Yep. This is crazy, bro. This is too much. This is too much for me.
belt when
Because your family is like the last. It's literally your last defense. Whenever you're in a dark place, wherever your mom is like your reason. It should be. She didn't even have that. Bro, I can't too. I can't.
she was only 6 years old. On top of this, Gina often
She was
texted
only
Naika
she's being a 6-year-old. A 6-year-old with the belt 30 plus times. A baby. Oh my fucking god. I want this person gone.
saying that she wanted nothing to do with her, despite the young girl frequently reaching out and begging to be part of her life. Eventually, Gina would tell Naika's caseworker that the girl is y'all's problem, I'm done with the games, before sending Naika middle finger emojis when all she did was ask to see her brother. And this is all amongst other things
What
that
is
are
wrong
far more
with her?
horrendous that I really don't want to get into.
This postpartum happens. Wait, what else she do? The incident led Anika's first entry to foster care, and of course, for her life, 2 takes would follow. It would be determined that Anika was sexually abused when she told a therapist that she used to sleep in the same room as her. Oh yeah, she gotta go. She gotta go. This better end with her. You know what I'm saying? She gotta go. I don't
And
give a
yet,
fuck,
after
bro.
Naika's death, Gina had the audacity to go on television in an
We need the nearest crash out that has nothing left to. You know what I'm saying? Just
to
take care
garner
of that.
sympathy for a death that she clearly contributed to, saying that all she wanted was to be the girl's mother, despite rejecting her at every turn. And honestly, this is where I thought this entire story would come to an end, until I noticed something strange when I was editing this video. Naika's Facebook page is still active.
What?
It's no longer posting anything original, but instead, the account is consistently reposting content from another page, a page run by Gina.
Someone needs to take care of her. This can't be allowed. This can't be allowed. Some people don't deserve existence. Eh? She don't deserve kids or like being a person that walks around and breathes and has like the same rights as me. What does that mean? What do you think it means, Joe? She is using her dead. I'm not even calling her daughter. The dead person she used to be associated with. Facebook account.
After Naika's death, Gina seemingly seized control of the young girl's Facebook account, where she now posts her own content, which includes her attempting to defend the fact that she gave up on Naika.
Tell me what mother would accept a 13 going on 14-year-old in and out of detention centers, going to jail or getting arrested.
All that is happening because of you. You're the reason. You're the mom. Who the fuck are you for to blame? The 13-year-old? Just talk about what kind of mom is going to accept it. Nigga, you did it. What?
While in foster care.
As well as her responding to those who blamed her for her daughter's death.
People be like, you heard the rumors going around about you? And
Rumors?
But they forgot to tell you one thing. That I don't give a fuck. Huh? What's my name? My first name is Very Much. My last name is Unbound.
It's crazy because, like, good people always die. And then, like, the most evil fucking, no good for nothing fucking brain dead, loser ass fucking, they just exist, bro. Shit don't make no sense to me. Like, if you gonna crash out and do something crazy, can you just end these niggas? What use? She's smoking on her dead daughter. What's the point?
And even some posts where she's promoting her podcast, as it seems that after all this, Gina's actually trying to carve out some sort of career as an influencer, as she posts videos garnering sympathy for the loss of her daughter, along with giving out parenting advice.
Like, there's so much stuff that parents
You don't
need
have
to
kids.
do for their child.
And if you do,
that
they need
they're
to be
not
taken away,
motherfucking doing.
stupid.
They're not paying attention because they're taking the easy way out.
With all this making it even more obvious that Gina has little to no remorse for what she did.
So those are just fake tears. I'm confused. What are you confused about, Joe?
On the 11th of June, 2009, a young man named Eugene Latta
It don't
took to
even
an
matter, bro. I
urban
don't even want to talk
exploration
about that
forum
anymore.
and wrote
Shit
in
pissed me
broken
off.
English, "Hello, I'd like to tell you about Odessa catacombs. Odessa is not far from the capital of Ukraine, Kiev. Under Odessa consists the biggest catacombs in the world. Their total length is more than 2,500 kilometers, so these catacombs are much bigger than the Paris catacombs. During World War II, a lot of citizens were hiding in the catacombs. A lot of them used to live there for a year and more, so even today it is possible to find weapons, equipment, and even dead bodies. Every year a lot of explorers get lost and even die there." His post was accompanied by a series of photographs from the underground labyrinth, which stretched
He's about to go to those catacombs, get lost, and die, isn't he? That's what's gonna happen.
over 1,500 miles, its paths winding aimlessly deep below the surface of the Earth. The structure was mainly the result of limestone mining many years ago, though despite this, it was never properly mapped, and was, conversely, not often explored, essentially being a pitch-black maze to nowhere.
This is worse than the
Given that
sign
the area
video.
wasn't well known back in 2009,
It's more entertaining.
the post was met with amazement. Fellow urban explorers applauded the location and the photographs that Latta had taken, wanting to see even more, and since he was a native of the area, Latta delivered. "Thanks to all. If you want, I can add more photos. As I said earlier, a lot of people get lost and even die under Odessa. Maybe this photo will shock you. It's the dead body of a 19-year-old girl who had gotten lost in the maze." Though it's censored here, the image shows 3 young boys staring blankly at the camera as they stand behind a badly
Bro, respect the dead, bro. Respect the dead. I hate when people disrespect the dead.
decomposed body. Understandably, this image caused a lot of intrigue on the forum, as other users began to press for more information. And sure enough, it was a story that Latta knew well.
3, 2, 1. Happy New Year, everybody! Happy 2005!
It was New Year's Eve, the final day of 2004, when a group of teenagers made their way down into the catacombs to begin their celebration. This wasn't super uncommon at the time, as many of the entrances to this labyrinth were very easily accessible. This one in particular just so happened to be located directly next to the public school, School 56, and had just been left wide open, making it the perfect place for friends to sneak a few drinks. As the group began to grow more intoxicated, one of the girls wandered off in search of a place to relieve herself. However, she apparently took one too many turns and soon found herself completely alone.
Is she fucking stupid?
The tunnels were just
She goes in a place known for people getting lost and dying. She has to pee real quick. Instead of just going in the cut a little bit, she busts a left and a right, then a left and a right, and then just stay relatively close and take a piss, bro. It's not that deep. What the fuck? Imagine dying because of that.
Too complicated. Each step she took led her more and more into obscurity. Her friends tried to find her, or maybe they didn't, we really don't know. But in their drunken state, they left the tunnels without their friend, and never went back to find her.
Should never be explored, exactly.
If she did have a flashlight, it wouldn't have lasted long, and for days she likely wandered deliriously through that pitch black maze, until after what was likely at least 3 awful days, she passed away, with her body being found approximately 3 miles away from the nearest exit. And looking at one of the only attempted maps of this tunnel system, she never stood a chance.
That's the map? This is what she was trying to escape, bro. Why? Why are people so fucking dumb? There's such a one small mistake where you need to go to pee just ended her whole life. Yeah, just destroy it, bro. Just destroy it. Because people are so stupid, they're gonna keep going down.
Perhaps it was dehydration or hypothermia that killed her. But according to some, based on the photo, the corpse appears to have its skull caved in, implying that in a desperate attempt to end her anguish, she may have smashed her head against the wall until she passed away. Her name was Masha, and she was only 19 years old.
Oh, that's the dead body that we're... Oh. That's the dead body that we're talking about, bro. Wait, does that mean they're... Are they lost?
3 long months later, in April of 2005, Lata and his group would stumble across the body, immediately reporting their findings to the police. Though law enforcement refused to even try and venture down there in order to retrieve her, as they knew just how dangerous
they got a nice map then.
Was.
If you think about it, if they made it to her body, they have a nice ass map.
It would take 2 long years for her body to be recovered, thanks to a friend of Lata writing a strongly worded letter to the government that included a photo of Masha's body. The story is unimaginable. To be trapped in a place like this with no means of escaping, it has to be the absolute worst way to go. And because of the gruesome nature of this story and the photograph, it spread all throughout the online world, where it became a legendary internet mystery, as even with the added context, many were still left with pressing questions. Were Masha's friends involved in some way with her death? Had they abandoned her there on purpose? And did Lata know more than he claimed? But as it turns out, there was one far more pressing question that needed to be answered. In 2015, a full decade after this photo was taken, a journalist named Mike Pearl picked up the case with the hopes of writing a Halloween article for Vice.
That's even
and
worse,
in his research, he made a rather unusual discovery, as according to him, Masha seemingly didn't exist. Pearl was never able to find any verifiable proof that a girl named Masha had ever gone missing in that area. He was also not able to find any death records of
Alright, bro. What's happening?
Or even any reports of a body being pulled from the catacombs
now she don't
during
exist.
this time frame. Something just wasn't adding up, and it got stranger from here. Sometime after the photograph began making its rounds, one of the most prominent explorers of the Odessa catacombs put out a statement on his own website in regards to
why is it? This is next to a school?
Read, besides the original photographer, there isn't one person, civilian or law enforcement, that can confirm the story. We believe it is just a practical joke, and the corpse is fake. Following this revelation, Pearl was able to track down Lata, who was unable to recount where the body was roughly seen, or even how to get in touch with the other people shown in this photo, none of whom had ever come forward to back his testimony, which makes the credibility of Lata and his story of Masha incredibly shaky at best.
You said that? Oh, I
However,
didn't know.
this is where the crux of the mystery
I'm so
stands
confused
today.
now. What the fuck is going
When
on?
looking at these photos, one thing is apparent to me and essentially everyone else who has seen them. The corpse shown seems very real. It matches the decay of the bodies found in similar environments, with that one prominent Odessa explorer eventually deleting his statement at some point over the years, leaving the general consensus that this is in fact a real corpse. But if the story of Masha isn't true, then who is this? Well, we have no idea. It's entirely a mystery. But the reality of the situation is that bodies being found down in these catacombs isn't totally uncommon. Over the years, many explorers have gotten lost down there and suffered the
Other
exact same
people,
fate
who's
as the
Masha,
story
the
of
guy,
Masha.
that woman,
But on
I don't
top of
know.
this, these tunnels have also been used by murderers as a dumping ground for their victims' bodies.
Oh, she's
with
probably a
either one of
murder
these
victim.
scenarios being possible in this case. Though the frustrating part is that we may never actually know who this person was or how they died, as I and many others have doubts that this body was ever actually
There's
recovered,
no way he's
just
serious.
simply due to lack of public information and news reports about it. And instead, the reality is that this corpse is probably still down there somewhere, and has simply been lost to time, as sections of the catacombs have been known to flood and cave in, sealing them off from the outside world forever. So for now, and potentially the rest of time, the story of Masha will remain an internet mystery. It's September 1985. A hunter trudges through the wooded terrain of Christie Creek, Montana, on a trail of something big. He had been hunting a large black bear and managed to land a single shot, causing the animal to take off, leaving behind a trail of blood. He followed this trail all throughout the remote region before stumbling across a shallow ditch.
But that body's
where
dust
he
now.
would find the body.
I guess they put her
Though
back
not
in
the
like
body
a
of the bear
coffin
he
or
just
something.
shot, and rather the body of a woman reduced to bone. The remains were quickly sent off for forensic analysis, though very little could be determined other than the fact that she was a young woman, and that she had been murdered, as they found 2 bullet holes in her skull. With there being essentially no other information to go off of, a special team at the FBI started creating a composite of what this woman may have looked like. This was the result.
What the fuck?
This was their first attempt at depicting this Jane Doe, who they would later dub Christie Crystal Creek, though it wouldn't be their last. The uncanniness of these depictions is undeniable.
Creepy. It reminds me of that other
recently,
shit.
I've fallen down this rabbit hole of disturbing police sketches and recreations.
Yeah, fire whoever making these, man. No person looks like that, bruh. Stop. Just do the little drawing, you know what I'm saying? Do that. Don't do whatever this is.
As though these
this
can
is
often
crazy.
be very helpful and do lead to
Like this. Do this. This is cool.
Results. There are often times where they
don't do this, bro. You're doing too much. You're doing too much.
Appear almost non-human, with many examples.
Who the fuck is that gonna? Who's this gonna help, bro?
Shared online on the FBI's website in order to enlist the public's help in identifying these victims.
If I saw that, bro, I'm running. Or I'm probably dead already. That shit look like a fucking monster.
The discovery was made on June 5th of that year, when a group of highway workers were mowing grass in the town of Geneva, Wisconsin, when they noticed a pair of strange-smelling suitcases. Inside them were 2 bodies belonging to 2 women, both in various stages of decomposition, and both appearing to have been strangled to death. One would quickly be identified as 37-year-old Laura Simonson, while the other was in much worse shape, and distinguishing her facial features proved extremely difficult. But this didn't stop them from trying.
Oh, hell nah. This is so disrespectful, bro. How could the cops and the police were over there not know how disrespectful this is? Just say there's another victim, bro. I know that image. It's so stupid. Now this person's legacy is going to be this image. That's going to be part of their legacy. That's so fucked up. What am I looking at? Bro, I wish somebody would.
This is one of the more infamous examples out there due to just how unnatural it appears, with the face of this woman
so stupid, bro. Like, come on, bro.
Being used in a video game.
That's disrespectful.
But to me, there's one example that I've never been able to shake.
It looks terrifying.
As the entire story and its recreation gives me such an uneasy feeling.
Why make it smile?
The discovery was made all the way back in April of 1977, when a couple in Alberta, Canada had returned to their often abandoned
I know because it's from a Roblox game, but it got removed due to it being like, yeah, exactly.
Floating inside.
Oh, I mean, it's not a corpse, but they remodeled the corpse.
As the man had been beaten,
to try to figure out the name.
Burned with cigarettes, and even shot multiple times.
What did that nigga do? God damn, beaten, mutilated, burnt?
Though regardless, a recreation was made, and using a computer model of the man's skull, they slowly pieced him together.
It's about to be stupid too, huh? Are they stupid, bruh? how much money are these cops getting, bro? They're just wasting money. I know this shit had to be expensive as hell. And I know those schools probably don't even have pencils. They just spent all this money. What the fuck am I looking at?
He would later be dubbed Septic Tank Sam. There's something so depressing about these composites, as these are real people with real stories and real names, that have been reduced to these horrifying images and tacky nicknames. But there's another side of these police sketches too, as when dealing with victims it's obviously incredibly sad, but when dealing with suspects, these off-putting identities can be outright horrifying.
Ugh.
Over the years, there's been numerous unidentified killers who law enforcement were not able to positively identify, forcing them to turn to these same methods of sketching and recreating, with one of the darkest examples being that of the Lake Bodom killer.
When they try to make it 3D, that's when it turns ugly as fuck. That's their problem. This actually hurts someone's legacy on God. When they try to make it 3D and like really human, like that's when it fucks it up. Just get a nice artist, describe what they look like, white, male, 32, blah 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 blah. I can't believe you gotta edit. I'm gonna do light editing. And then just, you know what I'm saying?
1960, 4 Finnish teenagers were on a camping trip to Lake Bodom, sleeping peacefully in their tent on the lakeshore, when suddenly they were attacked. It happened in an instant, as a man wielding a knife began stabbing through the tent, eventually bludgeoning the group with an unidentified blunt object. That night, 3 of the teens would be killed, while one managed to survive with substantial injuries. When asked about what he had seen that night, the lone survivor claimed that the man who attacked them wore all black and had large red eyes.
Red eyes? Please don't tell me they make a nigga with red eyes. This terrified kid.
Based on his accounts,
does YouTube know
potential sightings,
the guy who created
this
video made it
may have looked like was made, and the results were unusual at best.
It's not against the rules using
with this man going on to garner the
actually that's not a bad drawing.
Appropriate nickname of Bug Eyes McLip.
That's not even as terrifying.
His facial features appear.
All right, fire this one. This one, I don't know if this one. What the fuck is that? This one's okay, kind of realistic, actually, really realistic. This one and this one, I think, are the best. These two are ridiculous. You shouldn't have this job. I'm sorry. This is a 3D model.
In fact, there's something unnatural about all of these recreations.
There's nothing crazy about the last one.
Did any of them actually work? Well, surprisingly, out of these 4 people, 3 have been identified.
Oh, being identified and it working, it's not the same thing.
Christy Crystal Creek would go on to be identified as Janet Lee Lucas.
Nah, they didn't do that shit. Nah, they didn't do that shit.
Nance, with this identification being the result of improved forensic genealogy.
Hell no.
The second and most
notorious
example would go on to be identified as Jenny Gomez.
They were way off. Oh my god, they were way off. They were just disrespectful. That was just disrespectful. I hope someone got fired. How could you be if you knew her, right? How could you look at this and think her?
Gomez, who had been strangled by Steven Zilich, a man dubbed the Wisconsin Suitcase Murderer. And despite this recreation,
hell no.
To look nothing like Jenny, it was actually the sole reason that she was identified.
Ain't no fucking way, bro.
One of her family members ended up recognizing these overpronounced cheekbones and matching them to Jenny. And then there was Septic Tank Sam, who was revealed to be Gordon Edwin Sanderson.
Hell nah.
Thanks again to genetic genealogy, as a sample of his sister's DNA was eventually
it was DNA. It was DNA.
Used to prove that this was in fact him, though it's still unknown who killed him or why.
They fucked him up.
Just this final person, the killer of at least 3 people. He unfortunately has never been identified, and
this probably died though. He's probably old as shit.
As the features of this person just seem impossible. He just looks.
Does this look impossible, Chet? I guess the big ass eyes.
Far too strange to be real, right?
Looks like an Italian guy.
Well, even though he hasn't been positively ID'd,
it doesn't
mean that he hasn't been potentially photographed.
Mediterranean
Shortly after the
Italian
teens were murdered, a
man.
funeral was held in their remembrance, for which a large crowd of locals were in attendance, with this photo of the crowd being snapped.
Where I'm from is pretty diverse, so I swear. Yeah, that dude got some big ass fucking eyeballs.
Standing there in the center of it all was a man whose features looked impossible.
Look at his fucking eyeballs. Arrest that brother now. Are you fucking kidding me? You mean to tell me this guy walking like this? They did a sketch that looked like this. They did a sketch that looked like this.
He unfortunately has sister's DNA.
Man, if you don't,
he has never.
Look at these fucking eyeballs. Twitch count, you say? Bro, you mean to tell me they didn't arrest his ass?
Whose features looked impossible.
He has some fucking huge eyeballs. Did he not edit this?
This man would never be photographed again, and his connection to the case has never been officially confirmed, leaving these murders unsolved to this very day.
It actually hurts me though that the Gmod community takes these cop sketches for memes. Yeah, it's actually fucked up. WVid though. WWWvid. Sad though. I love those videos though. They're really good. Crazy vid, but it was still a good one.